The legal team of former National Security Advisor Michael Flynn has told U.S. President Donald Trump's lawyers that there will no longer be communication about Special Counsel Robert Mueller's investigation into Russian election meddling, U.S. media outlets reported on Friday. According to the New York Times, this likely meant that Flynn is cooperating with Mueller against the president. While lawyers for criminal defendants often share information, such cooperation becomes unethical once one side starts pursuing a deal with prosecutors. An attorney for the president, however, insisted that Flynn was not necessarily working against Trump. No one should draw the conclusion that this means anything about General Flynn cooperating against the president, said lawyer Jay Sekulow. Lies about Russia ties. Flynn resigned in disgrace as National Security Advisor in February after only 24 days, the shortest tenure in the 63-year history of the post. The retired Army general was forced to step down after the Trump administration concluded that he had misled them about his contacts with the Russian ambassador to Washington, Sergei Kislyak, during the transition between the 2016 election and Trump taking office. After he was interviewed by the FBI in January, then-Deputy Attorney General Sally Yates advised the White House that Flynn had been dishonest in his public assertions that he had not discussed economic sanctions against Russia with Kislyak. Despite the warning from Yates, Trump did not make a move against Flynn for another month. June 18, 2013. Donald Trump tweeted the Miss Universe pageant will be broadcast live from Moscow, Russia on November 9. A big deal that will bring our countries together. He later added, "Do you think Putin will be going? If so, will he become my new best friend?" October 17, 2013. Trump tells chat show host David Letterman he has conducted a lot of business with the Russians. An FBI agent told a tech support contractor at the Democratic National Committee it may have been hacked. On May 18, 2016, James Clapper, the Director of National Intelligence, said there were some indications of cyber attacks aimed at the presidential campaigns. On June 14, 2016, the DNC announced it had been the victim of an attack by Russian hackers. Senator Jeff Sessions, an early Trump endorser who led his National Security Advisory Committee, met Russian Ambassador Sergei Kislyak and a group of other ambassadors at a Republican National Convention event. Julian Assange's WikiLeaks published 20,000 emails stolen from the DNC, appearing to show a preference for Hillary Clinton over Senator Bernie Sanders. The FBI announced it was investigating the DNC hack, saying a compromise of this nature is something we take very seriously. Donald Trump is elected President of the United States. On November 9, the Russian parliament burst into applause at the news. Russian Deputy Foreign Minister Sergei Rybakov said there were contacts between the Russian government and the Trump campaign during the election campaign. The Trump campaign issued a firm denial. Trump named General Michael Flynn as his national security advisor. The former Defense Intelligence Agency chief was a top foreign policy advisor in Trump's campaign. Flynn resigned in February after failing to disclose full details of his communication with Russian Ambassador Sergei Kislyak. Acting Attorney General Sally Yates told White House counsel Don McGahn that Flynn made false statements regarding his calls with Kislyak. On January 30, Trump fired Yates for refusing to enforce his travel ban, which was later blocked by federal courts. Trump said he had total confidence in Attorney General Jeff Sessions. Sessions announced he would recuse himself from any investigation into ties between Russia and the Trump campaign. FBI Director James Comey confirmed before the House Select Committee on Intelligence that the FBI was investigating possible links between Russia and the Trump campaign. In a letter announcing the termination, Trump wrote, "While I greatly appreciate you informing me, on 3 separate occasions, that I am not under investigation, I nevertheless concur with the judgment of the Department of Justice that you are not able to effectively lead the Bureau." Deputy Attorney General Rod Rosenstein appointed former FBI Director Robert Mueller to look into Russia's interference in the 2016 election and possible collusion with the Trump campaign. Shortly after Mueller convenes a grand jury for the investigation, the FBI seizes documents from one of Paul Manafort's properties as part of a raid for Mueller's probe. The former Trump campaigner manager stepped down in August 2016 after allegations surfaced that he had received large payments linked to Ukraine's former pro-Russian government. Donald Trump Jr. tells the Senate Judiciary Committee he has not colluded with a foreign government. The closed-door interview relates to his June 2016 meeting with Russian lawyer Natalia Veselnitskaya, which was also attended by his brother-in-law, Jared Kushner, and then campaign manager Paul Manafort. Trump Jr.'s emails, however, suggest the meeting was supposed to produce dirt on Clinton. Facebook, Twitter and Google reportedly tell U.S. media they have evidence that Russian operatives exploited platforms to spread disinformation during the 2016 U.S. presidential election. The three companies are expected to appear before a Senate Intelligence Committee in November. Author Joe Harper, Kathleen Schuster. Flynn's lobbying work under scrutiny on top of investigating his ties to Russian officials. Mueller has also been scrutinizing Flynn's $530,000 €447,000 worth of lobbying work for a Turkish businessman during the final months of the 2016 election campaign. Flynn had been hired to gather incriminating information on Turkish cleric Fethullah Gulen. Gulen, a permanent resident of the United States, is a longtime critic of Turkish President Recep Tayyip Erdogan. Erdogan has blamed Gulen for a failed coup attempt in July 2016, a charge the cleric categorically denies. FBI agents working for Mueller are trying to determine if the Turkish government was calling the shots on that lobbying campaign, rather than Flynn's now defunct private firm. ESRT app, Reuters.